Hey everybody, Andrew here from Pacific Coast Auto, taking a look at the results of last week's auction picks. Up first, the Honda S2000. This one went for just over Derek's guess, selling for $11,880. The Nissan Cedric went for less than half what Derek thought it would. Somebody picked that one up for $2,640. Derek guessed a pretty low price on the Mitsubishi Legnum, but he was still too high. That one sold for just $420. The ER34 Skyline went for way over Derek's guess. That one sold for $15,770. The Subaru Forester STI was unsold. The bidding only went up to $4,260 on that one, which probably isn't enough. The Mercedes-Benz Transporter was unsold and had no bids. The bright blue Hilux Surf went for almost triple Derek's guess. That one went all the way up to $5,810. The Renault 4 ended up being one of the cheapest things we've ever had sell on the auction picks. That one sold for just $110. The Fiat 500 Abarth was also unsold with no bids. I guess that starting price was just too high for everybody. Finally, the Toyota Starlet did sell, and it went for $810. That's going to do it for last week's picks. Now here's Derek with this week's.
Hey guys, it's Derek. Guess what? I'm feeling sick and terrible, and so I'm going to be grumpy throughout this video. If you don't like grumpy Derek, you're going to have to click away now. And so welcome to the video. This is your guys' picks from the Facebooks on the Japanese auctions. Live auctions coming up today and tomorrow and the next day. We got 11 picks this time. Some of them from some new people, so thank you for sending those in. And thank you all of our regular people who come back and play the game all the time. It would be pretty cool to have prizes for this, but unfortunately I'm not Mr. Moneybags and don't have any money for prizes like that. Maybe in the future. We'll see. I mean, we did do one recently where we sent a box of cool stuff. Maybe have to do that again. Anyways, we got our thumbnail picture here. And this one's sent in by Leslie Lee. Here's a hint if you want to get the thumbnail picture. Send in a car that's going to be clickbaity. When people see the R34 Skyline GTR, they're like, gotta click that video. And we like those clicks. And so, that's the key to it. And so the R34, well, part of the reason why it's so awesome is because it is the final RB26 engined GTR. Partly because this is the first GTR a lot of people found out about with the Gran Turismo 3 or Fast and the Furious. I think when Gran Turismo 2 came out, this Skyline wasn't out yet, but that's when I was getting into cars, was back in that generation. And a lot of the reason why they're so valuable these days is because they didn't make very many compared to the R33 and the R32. They only made, I think, around 16,000 of these, and probably about 20% of them were a special model like a V-Spec 2 or a NUR or something like that. Now this one is 155,555 kilometers on it. It's a 1999, and it's an auction grade 3.5 with an interior B. It says, purchase from user, aftermarket Navi, back monitor, original 18-inch wheels, telephone call. Thank you for interrupting my video. Love the 18-inch wheels on here. They're a fantastic design and very different from all the other wheels that are out there. Even though there are a lot of 6-spoke wheels, these ones are very unique looking. Toll collection box, keyless entry. It has a 320 km/h gauge set swapped in, and so that's why there is the $sign here. And that was swapped in 1999, February 31st, which would have been the same month that this car was a brand new car. Now it says the odometer right now shows 15,551, but it was swapped when the odometer only had 5 kilometers on it. And so because of that, they think that this is the accurate mileage, but they can't be 100%, so do keep that in mind. But there is a history paper showing when it was originally changed at the 5 kilometer mark. So steering wheel wear, seat wear, wheels scratched, door mirrors scratched, the regular stuff there. Headlights are cloudy, you can see the pictures. It is a bit of a shame because these headlights would be expensive to replace. You could polish them, but it depends on how beat up that they get. The UV changes the color and can also make micro cracks in the lens that would be seen, and you wouldn't be able to get those out sometimes. Rear spoiler paint peeling. It has this little piece of carbon, and that's typically where they would paint peel, not on the actual paint. But I don't know because you can't see it. Okay, so it is a V-Spec model. Strangely, the V-Spec models are the more common of the V-Spec and the non-V-Specs for the R34. I don't know why that is, because for the other generations I think that that's not the same. Andrew, that phone call that just came in, Naoko's telling me it's a Lancer drop-off in 10 minutes, and the driver's going to pick up the Leaf.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, TV2, paint code means Bayside Blue, and this color is super cool. This color, as far as I know, was only ever used for the R34 GTR, the R34 GTT, which is the 2.5-liter rear-wheel drive version of the car, and a very, very limited amount of Nissan Stages, which is really weird, because that's a station wagon, but a cool station wagon. Okay, so 155,000 kilometers on it. Generally really good body with some scratches on the lip here. Otherwise great condition all the way around. So this one looks like one that would definitely be a recommended car. I think price on this one would probably be about 4.6 million yen. Okay, on to the next car here. This one almost got the thumbnail, except the gray just doesn't pop as much as the blue does. Just doesn't get those clickbaity clicks. But this one is a much better car. So take a look at this. This is an NA1 first generation Honda NSX. Probably is a more loved car now than it ever has been, because the new NSX, although a good car, just isn't as good as the original. Especially because the original really was a game changer, and the new one really isn't. The new one is a catch-up car, because a hybrid sports car had already been done several times by the time the NSX came out, and that could be due to the fact that the NSX production cycle was probably like 15 years or so. But the first one here really kicked everyone in the butt and showed you how to make a proper performance car. So this is a 1991 3000cc. Later on they got a 3.2 liter, but the 3000cc is a beautiful engine. Absolutely beautiful. But what makes this one extra great is the body is very close to perfect and only 17,000 kilometers from new. And this is 27 years old? Wow. Octane rate 4.5, interior, exterior A. This little apostrophe means A minus or just slightly lower A grade. But still, wow. Original wheels on it, which are really cool because you get different size wheels, front and back. I think they're 15s and 16s. Kind of weird that cars would do that. And you have to be careful when you change the wheels on an NSX, because the tire size, like the circumference of it, is different front and back too. And if they're not within 5%, I think maybe 5% or 8% of the correct size between the two, the speed sensors in the wheels mess up with your car, and then it stops working properly. So you have to be very careful when you change the wheels on an NSX to make sure the rears are a little bit bigger. You can't have like the same size wheels like an 18 and an 18, but just make sure that you have a higher profile on the back. Okay, the trunk damper doesn't work, and that's really the only problem. One owner. Wow, that's going to be worth a lot. These have been going up in price like crazy. That interior looks so nice. I love the seats in this. I love the seating position. I love the steering wheel feel with the no power steering on it. Love the sound of the engine. It really is a unique car. I think this and the R34 that we previously had, these two are the best JDM cars from this generation. The Supra is a very good car. I think these two really are a step above that, in my opinion. Okay, so price-wise, I think this starts at 3.5 million. I think that we'll see this one at like 9.6 million. And that's a lot for an NSX, but you buy this now, within 10 years it's going to be worth even more. And so in that respect, it's not actually costing you that much if your house is just flooded with dollar bills. Lots of them in order to afford one of these, but if your house is flooded with dollar bills, it might be a good one to buy and say, I own an NSX and I'm never going to go broke because I'll always have this investment with me. Alright, on to the next one. We got here a Nissan Fairlady, which is a little bit of a weird car for this video because it's not really that unique of a car, and we tend to go through the more unique vehicles at auction. But these are all over Japanese auctions, and they're, I think, a good car, good value for money, especially since at this time, this is a 2007, but they made this car from 2001, 2002, somewhere in there, up until this being the last year of it. And that was a dry time for sports cars, especially Japanese sports cars. So it is pretty cool. that they are one of the only cars from that era that you can pick up, and the price is pretty good. And that's because they made a whole bunch of these. They were super popular here in Japan. This one looks like we have an automatic transmission. I forgot to read everyone's comments, I'm sorry. Backtrack. Bill Courtney sent in this one, and Jalmari Raipolina sent in both. NSX on a stick, only 17,000 kilometers, and grade 4.5A. Whoa. Like Keanu Reeves, whoa. And this was sent in by Leslie Lee, and he just said, Skyline R34. Because everybody loves those. Jacob Laurie sent this one in. 2007 Nissan Fairlady Z version T, saddle brown interior, 95,000 kilometers. Looks a little bit dark blue. Almost looks like the hood and the bumper are a different color. Let's have a look at the sheet. It's black. It is not on the dark blue. I don't know why it looks like that. Anyways, I think that this is the last year. I don't know what a version T is. The version S has the 6-speed manual transmission with Brembo brakes. The version T might be like the luxury leather interior version of it, but I don't know these cars well enough, so my apologies. If you do want to know, there is Google on your internet that you're watching right now, and then you can go check it out yourself. I'm sorry, I don't know myself. So, condition-wise, this is a auction rate 4, interior B, exterior B, 95,000 kilometers. Battery is dead. Bum, 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 bum. Rear gate damper doesn't work. Exterior paint fade. That might be why it looks blue. Headlights are cloudy. Interior has one part that's peeling. So, well, condition is not great. And because this is such a popular car and such an easy car to purchase, I would go for one that's in better condition. With an auto, this is going to be really cheap, which is good for you if you like automatic cars, because it's a good performing car with an automatic transmission. It's got enough grunt there in order to push you around, and so I think it could be a good buy for somebody. I do like those seats. They look like they're power seats with controls over here, kind of Mercedes style, and they look like they're not worn out that much. Cool. Price wise, we got a starting price of $180,000. That already seems a little bit high to me. I'm going to guess $180,000, plus a very good chance of this one not selling. All right, on to the next one, sent in by Jefferson Paraiso. I hope that's right. Jefferson sent in this. I picked this because it is kind of a fun car that a lot of people don't realize there is a K version of the Pajero. So the Pajero is Mitsubishi's one step down from Land Cruiser. 4x4 comes in 3 doors or 5 doors. They're good vehicles, diesel, gasoline, all of them 4-wheel drive. This one is the K version. So you get the yellow license plate, and you get the super small body dimensions, and a turbocharged 0.7 liter engine, or 0.66 liter engine. This is competition to the Jimny, or the Samurai, as it's called in other markets, but it's not really the same, because the Samurai is super tough, and this is more of an on-road vehicle. Kind of in the same way that the Pajero, like the full-size Pajero, is like an on-road version of the Land Cruiser. Not as tough. It won't take as many kicks in order to kill it if you're Street Fighter and you're attacking the car, Street Fighter style. It's a 2004 Pajero Mini. Now they make a Mini Pajero, Junior, Pajero IO, Pajero 2-door, and then Pajero 4-door of the full-size versions of the Pajero. This one's 62,850 kilometers, automatic transmission, auction rate 4, interior and exterior are both C. Purchased from user, aftermarket wheels, original wheels. I think it says original wheels in the car. Rear mount spare tire. It's cool to have a hard case. That's good looking. I do like the two-tone paint. In 2004, there was almost nothing that was two-tone paint. I like the roof racks. I like the styling of this. And for a K car, these actually have pretty good leg room. So if you're a big dude or a big dudette and you want your leg room, these ones are better than most of the K cars of this generation. Okay, underside surface rust end has been painted. Winter tires on it. Interior is slightly dirty. Seats have covers on them. That's always good. Saves the seats underneath them. Steering wheel has a cover on it. That I hate. Not only do I hate the feeling of a steering wheel cover like that, because when my fingers go in here, I don't like it. Oftentimes, the covers are put on because the steering wheel is either in bad condition, or the fact that there is a steering wheel cover on there actually ruins the steering wheel by kind of rubbing off the finish on the steering wheel there. Oh, my voice, I'm going to need water or something. When I'm done this, I'm going to remove my throat from my neck and put in a new one. Wouldn't it be great when we're capable of doing that? Okay, paint fade over here. We got some corrosion, a big scratch at the corner here, and a big scratch here. So body would probably be about 6 out of 10, I would say. It's not terrible. I don't know how big the corrosion is, but that's something that would scare me. I personally wouldn't go for this car because of those things. Mileage is good, but yeah. Starting price is nothing. These are relatively cheap cars. I think that we'll see this one go for 80,000 yen. Okay, on to the next one here. This one's more sports car action. I'm sorry, I didn't write down who sent this one in. Oh, I remember who it was. It was Redneck Hunter sent in this one here because I liked his comment. He says, I like the white wheels on the Civic Type R. Maybe Derek will get a set of these wheels for his City Turbo 2, 14-inch in the front and 12-inch in the back. And that's in reference to what looks like bigger wheels in the front than in the back. I'm not sure if that's actually the case, but it certainly looks that way. I'm not a huge fan of the way that these wheels look on this car, to be honest, because I like the original wheels that come with the EK9. I think that they're a really good looking wheel, and they're probably lighter, and with a car like this, light wheels is going to make a big difference in the way that it handles and the way that it accelerates and decelerates. So don't go with these ones look like they are 18s? And these ones 16s or 17s. But speaking of my City Turbo, 14 in the front would be really big on the City because it came with original 12s. So I think that would be too big for me. And once again, low-powered cars, you don't want to go with big wheels. It's going to take your performance away. And this is such a good handling car, you don't want to do anything to ruin it. Okay, so let's see. An EK9 is expensive. They usually are not under 600,000 yen. Almost all of them come in white, but you can also get them in black and yellow. They all come with these cool red seats. I think they do. I know the Integra comes with either red seats or black seats. I think the Civic is only red seats, but this looks like a black seat. One red, one black. Not cool. Whoever owned this car, you're not cool. I know who's cool and who's not cool by how you do modifications on your car. I'm just joking. Maybe that guy actually loves being different. He's like, you know what? If I have 2 different colors inside my car, I'll be different. I'll get the girlfriends. Because that's why I got a car like this. I'm such a mean person. Okay, so let's have a look at this. 62,470 kilometers is rather low. It is a B16C engine? I don't know. The best B16 engine, I think it's slightly over 160 horsepower or so, but the handling on this is much better than the actual performance, and the feel of the engine while driving the car, I'm guessing is really good. These are really popular on the tracks. I haven't driven one of this generation, but I have driven the Integra of this generation, which is a very similar, albeit slightly larger engine, slightly heavier chassis. These ones are more expensive than the Integras, though, and so because of that, I'm guessing they're better to drive and higher performing, despite the smaller engine. Okay, so adjustable suspension, Mugen exhaust. Mugen means no limits in English. Strengthened clutch, bucket seat. The red seats get saggy really easily. They're made from Recaro, made by Recaro. I would prefer the original Recaro seats in a Civic like this because some of your value in this car comes from it being original. So if you can keep it original, you can keep a high valued car. NK wheels. I do like NK wheels, but I like the originals better. LSD, limited slip differential. Okay, what do we got down here? Body looks good, except it's been in an accident and replaced a fender and a door. Left front pillar has deformation. That's kind of poopy. Underside surface rust and corrosion. That's also poopy. Aftermarket air filter. Wheel caps are missing. That's like $300 for a set of the wheel caps that fit into the standard wheels on these cars. NK wheel caps, I don't know. Probably 50 bucks or so. Aftermarket seat wear and ripped. Well, there's a lot of negatives to this, but the EK9, there's not enough that would really put me off. if it were a car for myself, I would get something that's nicer if I had the money. This is certainly something I would like to have if I was going to get a strict performance car and I wanted to spend around 1,000,000 yen or something on it. This would be one of the picks. Okay, starting price 300,000 yen. I think we'll see this one around 950,000 yen. Maybe. It kind of seems a bit low, but we'll see. Okay, on to the next one. Ioanni Esparza sent in this one here. I'm just going to briefly go over this because it's a Supra, and everyone knows about Supras. And so I'll just put that down for now. He says, needs to be orange, LMAO. And so that's in reference to Fast and the Furious, because it has the same hood. This hood is a TRD hood. The body kit, I don't know who makes it. I don't like this bumper. I think that this little intake is extremely ugly. I don't like the 3-spoke wheels. I know a lot of people do. I don't really care if someone else has these on their cars, because get the wheels that you want in your car, not the wheels you think everyone else is going to think is cool. I think that this design leads itself to be a high-performing wheel, so in that respect it's good. The cloudy headlights kind of bother me. I love the way that this hood looks with the vents in it. I think that that was a very well-designed hood, because most of the time there's like one drop vent in it, or a series of 3 vents, kind of RX-7 style. I like the way that this one looks the best of all. I like how they picked the original rear spoiler on it. I no, don't really like those that much, but you know, do what you like with your car. I think these cars look good in white. I think I would go with maybe a darker wheel than this, if it were mine. Don't like the shift knob. That is a veil side shift knob, I believe, and it's uncomfortable. I don't like a steering wheel that is too... This one here is like a steering wheel that comes closer to you than the stock one. I don't like that because my arms are super long, and it feels uncomfortable when I drive a car that has that. Looks like we have some separation here in the dashboard, common on the JZA80. So let's have a look. It's a 1996 SZR edition of the Supra. And so this one is the first year that they had the 6-speed Getrag manual transmission. And this is a non-turbo model. But because it has this great transmission, and it still puts out 220 horsepower, it's still a fairly highly valued car. Not nearly the same as the twin turbo, but it's more expensive than this one, most likely. Auction rate R, interior B, aftermarket 17-inch wheels. 17s are a little bit small for this car. In terms of performance, that's what you want, but in terms of looks, I think an 18 looks better. Aftermarket steering wheel, aftermarket hood, aftermarket shift knob. It should say here, poopy shift knob. DVD deck, front arrow, poopy front arrow. Don't like it. Okay, I need to stop this. I'm bringing in the positive right now. Here it is, coming in. Original steering wheel is in the car. Looks like dashboard has glue marks on it. Aftermarket steering wheel has no airbag. Underside 1-part surface rust. Rear member dented. Rear trim part comes up. Various scratches and dents. End panel dented. Core support replaced. Left front inner panel replaced and has repair marks around it. Battery something lamp is on. Battery and catalytic converter lamps are on. Crack over here. Scuff here. Cover part is cracked. This is pretty far away from the ideal Supra for me, but everyone likes Supras no matter what condition they're in. They're really easy to find a buyer for them. And so in that regard, the low mileage here, 68,000 kilometers with the 6-speed, even non-turbo. We're going to see this one sell for a pretty good amount. So starting price is 700,000. I'm going to put my my guess for the price of this one at 1.1 million yen. And we'll see next week if this one actually sells for less than this one. It could actually be pretty close now that I've read the sheet. Okay, on to the next one here, sent in by Flavian Vidal. It is a Mitsubishi Minica. What is this? Town B? That's pretty weird. So it's a Mitsubishi K car that has kind of retro styling. They changed the hood and the grille, and the rear tail lights have covers on them to make it look like kind of a retro design. This is a popular thing for Japanese manufacturers to do, not only K cars but also regular cars in the 90s. Basically around the early 90s until the mid 2000s, it was a popular thing for these kind of cars. Kind of has a Bug-Eye Sprite looking headlights that come right off of the body, and otherwise it's a super ugly car. So don't really think that there's too much special. Oh, 5-speed manual, that's kind of special for a car like this. 660cc, I think this is a turbo engine in this. I don't know the Minicas that well. Octane R, interior C, exterior C, underside S2. That would be a no-no for me, that's rust on the underside, level 2. Rear floor end panel and core support all dented. Engine oil leak. Audio has been removed. Peeling paint. Corrosion on the body. Ooh, okay. Well, starting price of 30 bucks. That's kind of cool. I think we'll see this one at 12,000 yen. Okay. Thank you, Flavian. You the man for sending that one in. Next one here. This is fun. We got an R32, no we didn't, we got an R33 GTR and an R34 GTR and a Supra and an NSX in this video. Wowee. What's cool about this one is 338 415 kilometers. That's crazy. Now Mitch Cowie sent this one and he said one dedicated owner to the mileage, not the condition. And so it says one owner vehicle here. This high of mileage for one owner is rather rare. Usually people who intend to drive their car high mileage are going to buy cars used so that they don't take that depreciation hit. The only time that you want to take the depreciation hit is if you intend to own the car for a long time, like this person has. So, pretty cool. It's a car that would typically be pretty high in maintenance costs if you're looking to run it very high mileage, so I don't know how well it's been maintained, but if it's a one owner, that typically means better maintained than average. Because especially somebody who intends to keep the car for a long time, they're going to see more value in spending the money to maintain it. It's a V-Spec version of it. It's an auction grade 3, interior B. Probably auction grade 3 because, let's see, ooh, yikes. Engine room, surface rust, corrosion, and painted underside, surface rust and corrosion, and trunk floor, surface rust, corrosion, hole, and cracks. I don't even think I need to go on. Four-wheel drive lamp is on. Winter tires on it. Battery needs to be replaced. Corrosion hole over here, corrosion hole over here, crack up here, and A4 is a large scratch. The rest of the body doesn't look so bad, but ooh, the bottom of the car. It's like your seats are going to fall through the floorboards. Stock suspension, stock wheels, stock front V-Spec lip. There are two different lips. This one here is the lower one. Is it? Yeah. No? Well, hard to tell in the picture. But I think this is the early model. I think the lower front lip actually came later, like in the Chuki model, the middle model between the Zenki and the Koki. If that makes sense to people, then you can smile and think that you're very smart at Japanese words. This high of mileage for R33, that's going to keep the price down. Starts at 680. I think we'll see this run around 750,000 yen, which is super low for the R33. That might be a bit low. We'll see. We shall see. We got three more here. The next one from Elijah MacDonald. I've been speaking now for 28 minutes, so let's see if we can hurry this up a little bit. I got to go out and shoot reports. I got 8 cars that just came in. So this is a Daihatsu Wake. There's also a Toyota badged version of it. It is a K car. I think the styling is really unique and very cool, and I think that manufacturers have been making some really cool K cars in the last 5 years or so. This one, let's see, 2-year-old grade R for cheap. Well, starting price is 290,000 yen, but it is a new car, 2016. Wake R, interior A-, exterior B, replaced both doors, and let's see what the accident did. Right center pillar replaced, right step replaced. That's this part here, or I guess on the right side, has been replaced. Floor panel deformed, left pillar deformed, right tail pillar dented and deformed. Well, the car looks good. the accident damage makes me not want to buy it. And I think a lot of people are going to feel the same way. That accident, it depends on where you hit in an accident, but that's one area that makes me a little bit sketchy. Because I think that's going to do permanent damage to other parts of the car that are going to come creeping in later. So our grades are sometimes good cars. In this case, I don't think that it is. So I think we'll see this one probably, well, 25,000 kilometers, but big accident. Maybe we're looking at around, well, I could pick a number. I'd be wrong because I don't buy 2016 K cars ever. So I'm just pulling this out of somewhere. I'm going to say 550,000 yen. Okay, we got two more now. This next one's quite a cool car sent in by Liam Irving. It's a Honda Today Pochette? What? What's a Pochette? I don't know. I tried to look it up, but I didn't have the patience to figure it out. I think it's the lower end engine version of the Today. And here's something a lot of people seem to get mistaken. They think that the Honda City Turbo, the car that I bought, is the car from the 1980s anime You're Under Arrest, but it's not. That is a Honda Today, which is this car, but the previous generation, which looks surprisingly like this car, but has round headlights on it instead of these 80s bar-style headlights. It's a very cool car. The City Turbo is a non-K car, the one that I've got, because it has a 1.2-liter engine. At this time, the max engine size was 550cc, and in the very late 80s, it changed to 660cc. So, automatic transmission, but with rad shift knob. We have a rear view mirror that is on the dashboard, the stupidest place for a rear view mirror to be. Aftermarket steering wheel. Cool looking car. Is that what Watanabe wheels? Looks like it. Yellow headlights, spoiler, pink tint. I don't know. It's kind of cool. Very JDM. I wonder what this writing says on it. And I wonder what this is. I wonder if somebody just took a marker and drew pictures on their car. I wonder what these decals on the top say. Huh. It's cool. I like how the rear bumper is put on with like twine. The front bumper too. It's the, for the style, I imagine. I don't think that anyone was racing this car. Okay, unknown mileage because it's a 5-digit odometer. Auction grade 3.5, interior B. Body's actually not that bad. Some dents, a little bit of rust, but it is a super old car. It's a 1992. Oil leak, muffler modified, suspension modified, aftermarket steering wheel and shift knob. Hood comes up. That's done on purpose for style. They put up the back there to give it more ventilation. Kind of a 90s free modification you can do to your car. Interior mirror. Interior mirror is something. I can't read this, but I'm guessing they said interior mirror has been put in the world's stupidest location. Aftermarket rear spoiler. Wheels bent. That's fun. That's the opposite of fun. That was supposed to be sarcasm. Rear wiper has been removed. Okay, well, not a lot going for it. It does have kind of a cool image, but as far as a car, it's not that good. 10,000 yen starting price. Maybe 100,000 yen. We'll see. And the last guy here, sent in by Raymond Yu. Nissan Sunny Sport DX. And this is what Raymond said, not me. The ugly history of Nissan. I don't think it's that ugly. But then again, I have a thing for ugly cars, and I recognize that, and I'm getting help. But I think 70s cars, Japanese 70s cars, look really nice. Look at how many windows it has. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 on the side here. That's cool. Oh, what is this car called outside of Japan? It's a B10 Sunny. Is it like the Nissan 1300 or something? Nissan 1100? Nissan 1000? I don't know. Sunny Sports DX. Auction grade 3, exterior C, interior B, 5-digit odometer, so the 56694 may have rolled over. Has some corrosion on the sills on both sides, some corrosion on the back, some rust on here and on here. Otherwise, the body's not terrible. What year is this? 1970. That's rather old. That would have been before clear coat, so you could probably clean up this paint. Ooh, Firefox update. This is Andrew's computer, so I should not know. You guys don't want to watch a Firefox update. Engine room and underside surface rust and corrosion holes. Yikes. Dashboard cracked. Seat ripped. Tail cracked. Exterior has paint, uneven paint, wave, paint peeling, surface rust and corrosion. If it has paint peeling, that likely means that somebody painted with some clear coat at some time. So that's a shame. And it's an old car, so see you in person for details. Cool bumpers on it. Well, it's just a poor condition car and not worth enough to restore, really. Price for this, maybe 250,000 yen, because it's rare, but it's not that valuable. Alright, so that's going to be the end there. I'm in, just under 35 minutes, and so that's going to be it for me. This video will be under 40 minutes in total, I think, and so we'll see you guys again next week. This is the video for the people who like the long ones, so give me a thumbs up if you like the long ones, or say something in the comments. If you made it all the way here in the video, then definitely let me know, because I want to see if anybody actually does. Okay, well, see you again next week. Thank you, and bye-bye.